All right, I'm going to bring up Luke from Brave. How many of you use Brave Software's browser, the alternative to, yes, okay, we got lots of Brave lovers. Any BAT lovers, the basic attention token? I think it's such a cool concept that they innovated and are forerunners. And Luke is a great guy. Luke, come on out. We want to hear from you. I got to interview Luke a few weeks ago, and I really enjoyed that. And you have our attention, Luke. Take it away.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Luke. I work at Brave and on the Basic Attention Token, and I'm going to share a bit with you all about what we're kind of doing with NFTs and how we are going to be kind of taking them to the next level with utility across Brave and beyond. And so it kind of starts off with what have we been doing at Brave? And Brave's been around since 2016, and in that time we've kind of decided an approach to the web where we're basically saying, we're going to put users first. So like we have a user-first platform, which means, at a first principle, like you look out for the needs of the user, it starts with the user, and you build business models and other things on top of that. And we've done that to the tune of getting 60 million monthly active users over the past 6 years or roughly, and we're aiming to hit at 100 million by the end of this year. And on top of that, once you have that kind of first layer of like, okay, users' privacy is protected and you're building a scalable open web for them, then how can you get business to work with all this? And that's kind of what started us off with the Basic Attention Token. We took a Bitcoin proof of concept and built out a way for publishers to, using the browser code locally, measure the user's attention throughout the month, and then use these Bitcoin payments and pay them out. And we ran into some scaling issues with Bitcoin, and then the ICO craze kind of started, and we saw a really great use case for the attention economy to have a unit of account for attention. So we created the BAT token in May of 2017. Integrated it into the browser, and in the time since, we've scaled it up to over 2 million verified creators that accept BAT from our users, and we've had over 10 million users that have opted into Brave Rewards to earn BAT with their attention. And so what we've done is, we launched our ad platform in April of 2019, and basically brands fuel the ecosystem with BAT-powered campaigns. Users earn 70% of the revenue for the ads that they see in the form of our token, and then they can pay that forward automatically or with tips to creators. And those 2 million I mentioned earlier, a lot of them were coming from YouTube or Twitch or had their own websites, et cetera. And the timing's been really great because you're dealing with platforms that are getting more and more defensive and overly aggressive on moderation and everything like that. But they're always asking us, like, what can we do? Like, what can we do to increase our revenue? What other options are there? And this Web3 narrative has kind of come about in a way that's been really great as a browser, because not only are we a browser, like with privacy and user first in mind, we also have a private search engine that works really well. And then this past year, we've integrated in a native multi-chain crypto wallet into the browser to kind of unify traditional and crypto payment options together. And right now we currently support Ethereum and EVM compatible chains, added Solana. We want to make all of Web3 accessible. So that means being agnostic with which blockchains you integrate with. And it means also having the ability with BAT to take BAT across chains. And that's what we're really excited about with NFTs, is because, if you have this unit of account and you have these fungible attention tokens and, all these creators that are earning them, it's a really great opportunity to look at something like NFTs, where what is an NFT? Like, everybody's kind of on this art craze with it, which is awesome, and I'm jealous of this, or not jealous, guilty of this myself, being really into it. But an NFT is so much more than just a vehicle for art. It's a multimedia, it's a multimedia unit. It's very versatile. It's a bearer token. There are things you can think about where, with a platform like ours, where you have this attention economy flow of people, either advertising or marketing in our ecosystem. You can use NFTs as the last mile. So like you close out a campaign, you sign up, mint an NFT, and use that NFT in real life at a concert or some other event. But what we're really excited is for this ability to kind of have options for creators to mint NFTs for things like subscriptions or access to content or a Discord channel, or maybe to like a private Brave Talk, which is our video conferencing product option with their fans, and ways to use the NFTs, utilize them with NFTs. But also because you have this multi-purpose media unit where you could also include cool artwork there. Like, it gives a creator some flexibility around getting those royalties from that over time, also giving access and having a really cool piece of art associated with it. So we're really excited. Like, we've been looking and meeting with, different creators in this space, but like kind of leveraging a lot of that creative talent as a way to be a educational tool for Web 2 creators, because we have so many of them on the platform, and they're really eager to it. Because I would not have guessed that NFTs would be this bridge to mainstream adoption that they are becoming, like, quickly. I think, there's a cultural element of this. There's something that people really understand, like, within NFT that they didn't necessarily understand as easily with the other options that were out there. But the cool thing about NFTs is they can tie into all these other things. They can tie into DeFi. They can tie into other things. But from a browser perspective, it's really excellent, because the browser kind of is that middle layer between, the user and the internet, and we are protecting the user first, basically, and like we're giving them ways to access things directly from a browser or use a mobile device to access things in real life. So we're really betting on utility with NFTs, and we're kind of trying to take the best of both worlds, where you can have, the art craze with it, and you can have the utility with it. And so this next year, we're putting a ton of focus into that. But I think where we can lean on is, like, with the existing creator community with NFTs, is like being that bridge and gateway, and kind of showing these Web 2 creators, like, here's kind of an easy runway how to do this. But there's another element with this with BAT that's like super interesting that we're approaching. And we announced a partnership with Magic Eden last month, where we're going to start to denominate NFTs with BAT. So you have a multi-chain wallet, you have cross-chain BAT, and we can start to introduce BAT-denominated NFTs on these different blockchains. And so when we start to get into this area where, okay, we're bridging things cross-chain, where we have a multi-chain wallet, our whole thing is to make this all accessible for people. So if you can start to denominate these things in BAT and use them cross-chain, there's a lot of interoperability that you can start to have with these things. And so a mix of this, secondary support through secondary marketplaces, so that a creator can not only mint an NFT with Brave to access something like a subscription, or a set of creators could be part of a subscription pass. You could also have those passes get passed on the secondary markets, right? Like, where you could have people buying an NFT, like, secondarily through Magic Eden or some other NFT marketplace, that can also give them advantages within the Brave ecosystem. And so we're really excited about that as well. So I think that, you can start to see these pieces lining together, where with our ecosystem, as we grow this out, we really believe in this utility that we're going to bring with NFTs, and tapping this into this huge amount of creators as kind of this technology partner is, like, so important to us. But, like, realistically, it's like we're barely even scratching the surface on what an NFT can do and what that really means to the broader market. And so, the challenge with us is always to kind of make the web accessible, make it user-first and privacy-protecting without breaking it, and then also kind of taking these learnings that we've had by getting so many people to kind of passively earn BAT through our private advertising model, and applying that to something like self-custody with a wallet. And the really exciting thing, at least for me, is that now we have 60 million people that have access in their browser to a self-custodial wallet. It's really on us to make it easy for them to use, to activate those users, and then to kind of build in this Web3 functionality, where everything from signing documents to accessing things can all be done with your self-custodial wallet. And NFTs are going to be a huge part of that. And so, if you all are looking for partners in this space, like, hit us up, like, just Luke Mulks on Twitter, et cetera. But, like, we want to build this future together with the collaborators. But our role in this whole thing is to kind of step back, make sure the user's protected, because these emerging threats that you have from Web 2 can cross over to Web 3 super easily, and all of a sudden, if somebody's loading in their whole tracking stack from Web 2 into their marketplace, then you've got that financial information from the blockchain side of things. It's just a kind of a privacy mess. So what we're trying to do is kind of make it safe for the user, and then make things accessible for the user, and make it easy for them to buy crypto, make it easy for them to go to a marketplace and buy an NFT, and then kind of get out of the way, right? Like, and because the market moves so fast in this space, that if you try to over-engineer things from a browser perspective or a platform perspective, by the time you ship something to market, the market's already moved in 3 other directions. So, like, we want to put that back on the industry, and let the market do the work there, but make sure that we're supporting that at that fundamental level. And so we're really diving in with the NFT side of things. If there's anybody that's interested in collaborating, like, from the creator's perspective, or have thoughts or anything like that, we're all open sourced, and that goes from the code base all the way to our management. And so feel free to hit us up. up and share ideas, or if you want to collaborate, et cetera. Like, it's just Luke Mulks at Twitter. But we're open to explore a lot of these utility cases. And aside from subscriptions or real life access to things, et cetera. But we're heavily putting resources into this year, and are looking for more pilots out there. So that's a bit about what we're doing with Brave, and kind of how we see NFTs being this like really essential role like in Web3 and Web3 utility. And thank you so much for taking the time out to come and check it out.